It's too late. I already saw the title. It's called Reunion. My king is back. What's up, guys? Hello, Pencil here, and here to do a breakdown / live reaction and review to chapter 136 of the glorious series known as Frieren Beyond Journey's End, which is known as Reunion. And you know I'm excited. I'm something of a sign glazer myself, you know. I think you should know. If you saw last week, you saw how I was backflipping. I was scraping my toes. I'm just so excited. I'm just so excited. And it's called Reunion. And Stark just got poisoned, which is definitely a bad thing. But like, our glorious king, our legendary beast, he's returned. Or technically, I was doing a little bit of, I guess technically they came to him, because I remember the reason they split in the first place was because of the magic exams. So like, I think technically Sane was assigned, whatever you call it, he was always going to the Empire. But regardless, let's not waste any more time. This chapter dropped like a day ago, and I was like, I can't read it. I gotta wait. So let's not waste any more time, and let's hop right into it. Editing me. Are we ready? 3, 2, 1, go. I'm sorry, editing me. That's gonna be so bad. I feel so bad for you. But what's up, guys? That go with a pencil here. Fun fact: I do mean to have it on me and keep it on me at all times. Hey, another fun fact. Oh, he's back. I hope this whole chapter is. I mean, it's probably gonna build to it. Oh, that's the only thing though. It's probably gonna. Well, no, Stark is poisoned. And like, it's supposedly it's lethal poison. Like they just said he's gonna die. So hopefully it's a quick reunion. Especially considering Sign already left Werlos. Gosh, how do I say his name? I wasn't struggling at all last time. Fine, no, I'm gonna call him Sign. Sign. It's Sign time. But he was already chasing them because he felt Frieren's magical signature. So like, I'm assuming he's going to just immediately like know where they are or hunt them down pretty quickly. Especially considering right now he's not on the radar. The only thing I could see hypothetically slowing him down, and the other alternate title or the other reasoning for the alternate title of this chapter, is if he runs into Guerrilla Warrior, who, as it was pointed out to me, is most likely a Shadow Warrior at this point. If you remember, the girl who's guarding the bar, the famous, well not famous, but the powerful sword wielder, she has a brother. And as it was pointing out to me, if you go back to the chapter where it's mentioned the brother, that's literally just Guerrilla Warrior's back silhouette. So that could be the other meaning of Reunion, but then I think Stark docked. And I don't think we're off in Stark. So let's not waste any more time. Let's hop right into it. Why are you walking, broski? Well, this may not be canon. Story by Kanehito Yamada Sensei, you're cooking, and art by Tsukasa Abe. Abe Sensei, you're also cooking. I'm so excited. Yeah, okay, so he sends Frieren's magical aura. This mana, I knew it. I'm sure of it. My, the goddess can be so capricious. I get it. He's been gone for a while, but especially considering I thought a lot of people were going to be like me and only hopped on. Then again, the anime was out for a while. I think that came out much earlier this year. Or was it last year? I think it was this year. I think Madhouse dropped it earlier this year. I keep seeing edits of it, so I'm assuming it's more recent. But I was hoping a lot more people would be on Sign, because like, then again, he did kind of leave. He does leave so quickly. I get it. But when I did the ranking, or I did the poll for, I believe, last week's chapter, I asked, who's your favorite? Or no, who's your, I think it was least favorite or favorite. But essentially, Sign, he got waffles. Like, it wasn't even close. And that did hurt me personally. As a Sign glazer, you may be like, Pencil, you're a Sign glazer, but you don't know how to say his name? Yes! But, hold on, let me see. What was, I forget if it was favorite or least favorite. I think it was least favorite, because I remember Sign blowing everybody out of the water. Yep. Yeah. Frieren fans, of the core 4 of the main modern cast, who's your least favorite? And Sign blew everybody else out by 75%. Shockingly enough, Stark is the most popular. I think, at least if you invert the results of that poll, because he only got 8%. That was actually, I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I get Stark is a relatively popular character, and I like him, but I thought Frieren or Fern would definitely be the bottom. But the fact they're both tied at 9%, that's actually impressive. But let's see. My, the goddess can be so capricious. Darn! Bro's just, I'm dead. I mean, that's the thing. I assumed that the Shadow Warriors do use the most lethal poison they can muster. It's honestly, once again, just a testament to Stark's overall, like, fortitude and capability as not just a warrior, but like a human being to survive half the stuff he does. Like, I was rereading, and specifically the fight he had in that abandoned village with the one dude whose name I forget, even though I just reread. What's wrong with it? The guy who was with Method? Whatever. But the guy with the black wings, when they fought that 4 sword wielding demon, Like, bro got mollywopped throughout that entire fight and was finally 2 weeks. He built like that. So I don't know what. Well, then again, he comes from a special clan. But to keep the joke going, I don't know what Ison was feeding that boy. But golly, did you finish analyzing the poison? I've never seen a reaction such as this. We should take him to the church. You do not want to take him to the church. You better stay as far away from that church as possible. It's too far away. Going through all those main streets while they're hunting us would be suicidal. That is true. Like, that's the thing. They're kind of in, like, the worst position possible because it's Frieren. They're not letting... Like, that is too... Like, even if I'm thinking from a Shadow Warrior perspective, if I had the chance to off that, like, I forget. Is she technically counted as one of the 3 great mages? I know it was Sere. Then the one that... I meant this? I forget her name exactly. But it was the one that the leader, Lord whatever his name is, he's the Shadow Warrior that offed her. So is Frieren technically the 3rd? Is she like the last... Is it her and Sere? Or is there another elf we don't know of? Because once again, we've been slowly but surely, it feels like Yamada Sensei has been slowly but surely introducing us to more and more and more elves. And in fact, some of them we just don't know the location of. But we know they exist. Like, we saw Kraft recently when he was, I forget what the context was, but he was like fighting randoms to stop, specifically to stop Ubel from offing them. And we got the mention of the one elf that made up the drink thing. We don't actually know if they died or not. Like, presumably they may have died in the elf massacres done by the Demon Clan, but like, we don't know. And actually, we may or may not have the 3rd great sage in Frieren, but then again, we don't know. So, but all that aside, regardless, slaying her is like a huge benefit to the Empire. If only for the fact that she is an unregistered 3rd party. She's not even with the Continental Magic Association or anything, as far as they know. They'll see her traveling with a first class mage, so they probably figure the worst. But at the same time, someone that powerful would be useful to get rid of if you're trying to consolidate your abilities. Considering what? And it's just Sere. And of course, I say just Sere, so she's not presumably the most powerful living character in the series right now, but still. Let's take a look. On top of that, the fact that our enemies are using the magic of the goddess is concerning. It would be one thing if it were just a rogue priest, but we can't rule out the possibility that they're pretending to be someone involved with the church. See, look at that. Look at that. Goes to show the difference in experience between Frieren and Fern. But yeah, technically, that's the thing. With being tracked by the magic of the goddess, it is literally entirely possible that the same person they take him to will be the same person be like, oh, you want me to heal this good fellow? Come closer. I will heal him and you. And just right in the throat. So what should we do? Frieren's like, I don't know, I guess he's dead. Well, actually, no, she knows some spells. So I guess it'll depend on the potency of the poison or when sign shows up. An antidote. The person who put that arrow in Master Stark would have an antidote. I'm not so sure. I don't think so. I presume the Shadow Warriors are all trained to be... Well, again, it was only Iris. Why do I remember her? Because it's a reference to Pokemon. It's not a reference, but like it shares the same name as a Pokemon character. But I'm pretty sure it'd just be... I wouldn't just be Iris. I maybe get the bar girl. Remember when she caught that arrow in her teeth a few chapters ago, and then like I think the other girl warned her, "Hey, BT Dubs, it's coated in poison," and she was like, "Okay, I'll have a stomach ache later. I'm just built like that." So like, it's not entirely possible that actually does too much. Well, adventuring parties that use poisons have antidotes ready just in case. Oh, adventuring parties that use poisons have antidotes ready just in case, to avoid a fatal mistake due to poor handling or accidental fire. Yeah, adventuring parties. Not stationed warriors or assassins. Let's see. That's what you taught me, Mr. Frieren. That's right. Why did you not suggest it? I know you must have had the same thought. Because if I mentioned it, you'd have lost control of yourself. Oh, yeah. I would not be shocked if Fern would just immediately turn around, summon her staff, and just in the middle of the city. Yeah. It's been a mean slow burn. But yeah, Fern, she feels a certain type of way about Stark. And if they had said that in the middle of the streets, then Fern would have gone for it immediately, for one. And for two, there's still a high likelihood that there just isn't one. Like I want to see if Frieren acknowledges that this doesn't seem to be an adventuring party. This may just be people, like they. And this is the thing, Fern, you just encountered a Shadow Warrior, if I'm not mistaken. Like I'm not sure how long ago it took place in universe, but I think it can't have been more than like 2 months. So you know they exist, and you know they're remnants or legacies of the Empire. So you think now that you're on the Empire's territory and you have a mage of the hero party who's specifically not associated with the Empire, you think they wouldn't be ready and waiting for you? I don't know. I wouldn't call this an adventuring party. Let's see.
Of course. We're in the middle of a city, so we need to look for another solution. I couldn't care less about that. Master Stark's life is at stake,
And that's why she didn't tell you. Let's see.
Fern, we're in the Imperial capital. It's the heart of humanity's largic
Largic? I swear, I promise you I can read. I promise.
Fern, we're in the Imperial capital. It's the heart of humanity's largest magic-using civilization. For the sake of our own safety, I can't allow you to go to war.
Oh yeah, you'd be jumped. Like, and don't get me wrong, I'd say Fern is pretty powerful. Of all the living characters, she kind of has to be top 15. Maybe, I don't know. Depends on how she scales it. And someone did point out a good thing. I agree. Someone laid it out perfectly, and I don't think it was in the last review. It was the week review before that. But technically, Frieren power scaling is kind of funky because of how matchup based it is. Like the fact that Stark at any range has a chance against Frieren is absolutely insane, and the fact that she brought that up is like that goes to show how important matchups are in the universe. Because I wouldn't put Stark and Frieren in the same tier. I feel like if I'm doing a Frieren power scaling tier list, like Frieren's at A tier, top of it, and then like you have the gods like the Demon King presumably and Sene. That's about it. Maybe the other great mage who's featless, but like it's a great mage, and we don't know. I forget if Frieren is one of them. But I then put Stark in like high C tier, maybe high B tier. They'd be like a whole tier apart. But apparently he can one shot both Fern and Frieren. And considering if Fern were to just start wilding out in the middle of the city, yeah, they haven't seen the magic guards yet. But even just the magic police alone would probably give Fern a pretty high diff fight, if not just flat out beat her, based on how well they did against Ubel and Land. And on top of that, it wouldn't just be one, it'd be everybody. And they're very specifically here as tourists / emissaries / guests. So inciting an open war is the quickest way to get you and everyone you care about killed. So let's see.
If we harm civilians by mistake, we'd risk turning everyone against us.
I think opening fire in their land is actually dangerous.
The Imperial mages who are trained in combat are scarier than you can imagine.
Ooh. Frieren, when did you encounter them though? Like I know Land has a whole backstory with him. Like apparently I believe his mother is the one who was dealing with the mages and was hunted like a dog and then had to run away with his grandmother to that remote village. But Frieren, I know your master set up the magical civilization, but when did you run smoke? Have you run fades in the Empire, Frieren? What you talking about?
Now, take a deep breath and listen to what Mrs. Frieren, do you not have any faith in my skills?
Okay, maybe Mike Tyson is a bad example. I was about to be like, wow, no, but like, to put it into comparison, if you were to put the best welterweight or lightweight MMA champion in a 1v1 with someone who is extremely skilled, but also not like a world champion or anything like that, they'd probably struggle a bit. Probably. But I'd expect them to win in a 1v1. Just because, world champ, extremely skilled, blah, 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 and then prime. But if I were to put them up against 50 of them, or hypothetically an entire nation of people, you're going to lose. And you can definitely tell that Fern just isn't thinking that way. Like, she thinks, oh, I'll just run and body bag the one person, who you don't even know where they came from. Especially considering now that you've escaped into this building, your initial target, who may have the specific antidote to this specific poison, is long gone, Fern. It is not worth it. But, hey, I like it. Once again, it goes to show how much more development Fern has to have. And it does multiple things. One, it shows how much development Fern has to still go. I know the series has been hyping her up as an extremely powerful mage, a prodigy beyond prodigies, a talent of talents, to the point where even Sene herself was like, hold on a second, I need to train you right now. But like, at the time, she's still very naive. I think in universe, I think she just turned. That was a whole chapter centered around her birthday, I do believe. And then again, that was a while ago in universe. Let me look. Fern, not Fern, golly gosh darn it, Fern Frieren. How old is she? Because I know Stark is older. I think Stark is in his like 20s or early 20s. Let me see, how old? Okay, 19 to 20 current. So she's currently 19 to 20. And like, she's either still a teenager or just turned 20. I remember the thoughts and ideas and plans, and I put plans in heavy quotation marks, that I had when I was 20. None of them worked. And of course, none of them involved going to war against the entire empire. So Fern, it shows that her impatience and her need to develop. 2, it shows her deep feelings for Stark and what she's willing to do for Stark. And 3, it shows that ultimately she still not only has a long way to go, but has come relatively far herself. She's never necessarily glazed herself like this. But the fact that she's like, Mr. Frieren, do you not have faith in my skills? Do you not think I can run 1v1 with the entire empire? So she's got a little bit up there on this stuff. And I like that though, because Frieren has always been mostly humble. Let's see.
Right now, I don't. Not in the state you're in.
That's true.
Yes. I still have half the chapter to go. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the chapter's worthy. Huh? Well, you maybe say, well, pencil. We're not even all the way through. What if it goes back? It's not going bad. You're modest, on that? The chapter's peak already. If you could not tell, Frieren has become my recent obsession. I'm gonna make that video on the OC. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Let's see. Don't shoot. Look at him. Long time no see. Frieren. I never expected we'd run into each other again, to be honest.
I did say see you again, didn't I?
Aww. Sorry. If this was I would, but then again, this seems like such a waste of money. Like, you know those shirts that, like, if you pull them, they'll rip easily? I would do that with this, but 1, this is not a shirt that is like that. And 2, shirts are expensive. And 3, I don't own any of those. And 4, I had Red Reunion, I think yesterday with the Chapterverse drop. I was like, I'm not gonna go out and just buy that. 1, because I don't know, where do you purchase those things? I actually don't know where people get those things. Those shirts that rip easy? Do they have a special name? I have no idea. Let's see.
I'd like to know what's going on, but it looks like there's no time for that. Let me take a look.
He's gonna just one-tap heal him? Let's see.
He's in very bad shape. Do you think you can heal him? I don't know. Only one way to find out.
Oh my glorious God! Oh my glorious! I'm gonna redo that poll in like 2 years. At the rate Frieren comes out, I'd say it's a bi-weekly series. What if we went hiatus again? It's a bi-weekly series. So by the time we have a decent time with Stark, with the full party back, will probably be by the end of the Empire arc. But I don't see ending until, like, at best, late 2025. And that's at best, once again, bi-weekly. And that's assuming no breaks, 52 weeks in a year, not accounting break weeks where mangas just don't release. So probably about like 22 chapters. I'm going to redo that one. It's going to be, like, so long in the future, though. I'm going to redo it. I hope my glorious king sign. It's better radio. What's it?
Only one way to find out. What are you doing here, Master Sign? What's going on? Oh, you didn't notice, didn't you? I sensed Sign's mana when we were running, so I decided to run toward him.
My glorious queen Frieren. But once again, I like that. It's important to show just the levels. The levels that still exist. And don't get me wrong. I think, because I've seen discussion, once again, now that I've, like, absorbed Frieren, I'm now looking through the community. And I've seen discussions about, like, Fern versus Frieren. But I think those discussions are still, like, long out the way. And this is once again a big example of why. Like, just their aptitude, their calmness, their control, and obviously magical power in general. Like, clearly, you cannot expect Fern to be, I don't want to say anywhere near Frieren at this point, but, like, no, because she's kind of there when Frieren's distracted and fighting another Frieren. But, like, I don't think you could well, we see it. You saw how they both fought Solitar. There's clearly still levels to this. Though, of course, Fern does have the potency to one-shot Frieren. I would not be shocked if that were the case. Maybe not one-shot, but do extreme damage.
So I decided to run toward him. Then I let him know about our presence with my mana. Since they're using the goddess magic to track us down, we don't need to worry about concealing our mana.
That's true, yeah.
And since they're not after him, there's no worry about him getting shot. There wasn't any other way to safely meet up. And of course, I only noticed Sign by chance, but amazed he's to stay calm enough to make use of any coincidence.
And dude, why are you cooking? Why are you so good at cooking? Why is this meal? It's delicious. I want more. I want more. Make it a daily series. No, that would be literally impossible. Make it a daily series, please. I want more. But I like this because once again, I've already been going over it. Good. Show how good Frieren is and how much Fern still has to grow. Once again, by EOS, Fern's gonna be a monster. Though she already kind of is a monster. Let's see. Yeah. I need to listen. Do they have sound effects in the anime for this? Presumably.
He needs to rest for a while. Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, okay, so he's fine. He's fine. My glorious... I don't know how he's gonna react seeing Sign. Because, like, he's... But he'll be fine.
What a piece of luck. If it were anyone but Stark, a single graze would have killed him instantly. That's how deadly that poison was.
Once again, what is his clan made out of? I know they were massacred, but what were they made out of? Who were they made out of? I said, what were you feeding them? Why is he so... I mean, obviously plot, right? Like the answer, transcending the narrative, it's plot. Because he's the main character. He's our warrior of the party. He's not replaceable. But still, in universe, what happened? What is his biology? Because he's built different physically and poison resistant. He's just that dude.
Thank you. I don't know what we would have done without you.
Literally, what would you have done? Like, say Sign wasn't here with this. Like, obviously, we're not gonna let Stark die, so they come up with something. But like, was Stark just cooked? Frieren didn't even try. But then again, she also knew Stark was here, or she knew Sign was here. So I guess there's no reason to. But still.
Thank you very much. Don't mention it. Still, it's been a while, hasn't it? What brings you to the... Oh, still, it's been a while, hasn't it? What brings you to the Imperial capital? Oh, well, a lot has happened. There's a chance that guerrillas here in this city. But there's no time for chit-chat. What's the situation here?
Oh, but then again, how does that fight even go? Because it'll be a Shadow Warrior guerrilla... It'll be Shadow Warrior Guerrilla Warrior, which is a... Strength, like I guess he probably took a new code name, but like it's Guerrilla Warrior, the Shadow Warriors. That's a little bit funky, but still, it'll be him versus Sign, I presume, right? That's gonna be a weird fight. I'm very interested to see their reunion in particular, because like it has to happen. It has to happen. Once again, now that it's pointed out to me that basically was Guerrilla Warrior as the brother. Who knows what that made me think too, but the brother of that one girl, and Sign's back. And we're setting up different meetups and conflicts. Like, it kind of has to be. So I'm interested to see how that goes.
They haven't moved from the abandoned building. Can't we get them to fight outside somehow? Then I can take the shot. Can you hear me, Gazelle? Please, make your way to the abandoned building.
She didn't even give him a chance. Well, I guess Gazelle's gonna do it.
I'm already on my way. That building is just barely within communication range. If they don't fight back and flee. Don't chase them too far, huh? Got it.
So the question is, can they leave? Because like presumably it really becomes a question. How powerful are these Shadow Warriors relative to the one dude who became the mayor of that one town that they passed through? If they're on the same level as him, then if they do get jumped, it actually is pretty bad. But it seems like it's just Gazelle, the hunter, and whatever the nun's name is, Lore? I think it may be Lore, but I keep saying it Lore. So this is a dangerous trio, but considering one's doing the tracking, the other one's doing the direct engaging, and the third one's basic. I mean, like, it depends on who gets hit. It's Stark in his constitution, so presumably if Sign gets hit, he may be cooked, but then again, he may be able to insta-heal himself. If Fern or Frieren gets hit, I think that's when, like, real danger comes from the arrow guy. But if Stark is there just watching, he'll be fine. If he can get back up in time. Really, it'll be a question of how well can they hold out with Gazelle trying to draw them out the building, considering they do not have a single physical fighter right now, and Shadow Warriors like him are specifically trained to, But
I see. You haven't figured out who you're up against, but you know they cornered you by tracing your mana back to you. What worries me is that they seem to work together so well. What do you mean? Let's say I managed to exploit the weakness of the traceback. Let's say I managed to exploit the weakness of this mana traceback and work out the enemy priest location. You wouldn't have a Nava City map, would you? Oh, I do, actually. Here.
Of course she does. Of course she does. Well, actually, is a good precaution.
What do you have that for? They forced me to carry it for the mission.
Okay. Of course she does. Of course she does. In that way specifically.
As usual, trouble seems to find you. Well then, I'll tell you where the enemy is. I'm listening. What I'm asking is, will you be able to aim at that spot without hesitation?
That's right. Because once again, even with them attacking the enemy, that's still technically, like, would it be grounds for war particularly? No, because it's just a small individual party. But at the same time, I assume the Empire is looking for any excuse. But then again, maybe they wouldn't. It really becomes a question of what would they do. But then again, Frieren is so important and such a legacy hero and so powerful on her own. Would they risk sacrificing the chance to get at Sere in order to make sure they can eliminate Frieren? I say Sere's more dangerous than Frieren. I think the Empire knows that too. Just based on what we understand of them and the lack of direct hunting for Frieren in comparison to Sere, where they're setting up this whole multi-stage plan, bringing in their best Shadow Warrior. I think his name is Zoro, but like, I don't know. It depends on who takes a shot. If it's Frieren, maybe they wouldn't risk it, because then like if they off her, right, Sere's gonna find out, right? Like she would like I presume she sensed it. Probably like she just sensed the other mage falling. Like she probably will sense that, and then Sere's gonna be like, "Whoa, you're out here slaughtering mages. I don't care about no contact. I'm gone." Like, is it worth the risk? But then again, Sere is exposing yourself to risk. And I don't know. We're in an interesting plot. We're in an interesting point for the plot. It's real thick right now. Let's see.
It'd take a lot of training to achieve this. I'm sure they're also trying to avoid causing a disturbance in the middle of the city, so they can't afford to miss. Right, I see what you're saying. To them, the magic of the goddess isn't just something to help in the fight. It's the backbone of their strategy.
Oh, interesting. All right, dude. Gazelle, how you doing? My glorious King Stark. Save her life. Let's see.
What does that mean?
Yes, my lord. Oh, he's so he's so goated. Oh, he's so goated. Oh, my glorious king. He'll be fine in a little bit. It's been a little bit. He's cooking.
Hey now, you're supposed to be dead.
Please blast his head. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I love Frieren way too much.
Hey now, you're supposed to be dead.
Frieren, no. You're gonna cause too much damage. Boom. Uh-oh. Here comes the arrow. Ooh. Star, did you slice it in half? Oh, my glorious king.
Let's see. That was close. I don't think I want to take this kind of risk ever again.
That is an extreme. I mean, he probably got closer, but still, that is a really good shot.
Great work, Gazelle. Now I can bring them into the open.
Yeah, that's the thing. Fern exposed them. That table's not gonna. You gotta get something better than that.
Well done, Stark. Thank you for saving me.
I told you to rest. Don't be so reckless.
Your healing magic really is impressive. Recovery is fast too.
I think that's just Stark being a demon. I think like that man. He barely human. That man is something else.
Recovery is fast too.
How are you even able to move? Terrifying.
You're turning into a real warrior.
I guess. Like the way they describe Ison in his prime and what we saw of it, like at least in that flashback arc, bro, like he low diff one of the oldest demons out there apparently. Not low diff, but like the moment he decided, okay, the fight's over, he got the bring and he was like, all right, boom, thunderstruck him, and then the guy left. Like clearly they'd built like that. Let's see.
Sign. The spot you pointed out earlier would show the location of the enemy priest. It wasn't random, was it?
Bingo. It's for real.
Fern, they're entirely dependent on the goddess's magic. That's their weakness.
I don't get it either. I can't blame Fern. I'm lost on this too.
We can put them out of action if we strike their control tower.
Really?
Mistress Frieren, go ahead. There's no turning back now. And even at this distance, I don't think you're going to miss.
I drew it earlier. Ooh, when that came out nice and clean. Yeah, this chapter's really. Oh, I'm sorry. I know. And I know this is shocking to some people who like never thought I'd even touch Frieren, and
To be fair, neither did I. I saw the anime come out. I was like, oh, that's a random. I'm not gonna read that. I'm now obsessed. But this chapter is perfect on so many levels. It establishes so many things. First things first, obviously, it reunites the squad. It reunites the gang. You know, I'm happy to have the whole crew back properly this time. Number two, it shows off the differences between Frieren and Frieren, yet especially highlights the potency of Frieren in spite of showing the lack of potency in Frieren in terms of critical thinking. It shows Frieren's experience and understanding and development as a mage. It shows Sign's overall godly potency, once again, the fact that this man is built like that, and also reminds us that Stark is in fact built like that, considering the man immediately leapt up, not only just blocked an attack, but on reaction, sliced the arrow this time, while he's still recovering from the effects of the poison, even though it was healed out of him, when before, he kind of could only just barely block it for her. And he sliced it perfectly when it pierced through his body initially. So overall, cooking. And naturally now, even if war is not direct, oh, it's going to get active. It's going to get real active. So overall, I'm excited. I can't wait to see how the next chapter goes. I hope Stark is able to recover, considering towards the end of the chapter, he does look like back to being knocked out, almost like he reacted more instinctively than actually actively. So I'm excited to see the new Heroes Party cook. But if you made it all the way to the end of this video, please do me a favor and leave don't miss. Leave don't miss in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure that notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, you happen to have a Patreon down below where you can support me for as low as $1 a month. Things like exclusive videos, early content, and more. Also now become a member of the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. Those perks include live reactions to the series I happen to review, and free ratings of all my videos, and becoming a $25 patron or a $25 member. You can order whatever video you want. Also, I do happen to have a Ko-Fi down below where you can drop 5 beans for a short video, 25 beans for a long video, or any beans at all. Any support is always greatly appreciated. Now, I'd like to thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is that guy with the pencil, writing off. I'd like to give a thank you to our $3 members: Zara Greyhound, Eternal Flame, NMA, Real Rare, Red Wolf 4765, Astro, Brandon Payne, G Prosper, and Glacier XZ. And I'd like to give a thank you to our $5 patrons: Midnight Lord 21, Kevin Encarnacion, Sean, Igneo Lind, and A+A. And I'd like to give a thank you to our $7 members, Fine and Austin Wimberly, A Uchiha, along with Yuki Ally. And I'd like to give a big ol' thank you to our $10 members, Robbie Uchiha, Jay Warrior, and AZ Void. And I'd like to give a thank you to our $10 patrons, Overlord Zero, Joaquin Munoz, and Idemo Kami. And I'd like to give a final, giga, legendary, superhuman, beyond the bounds of reality thank you to our That Guy with a Pencil tier patron. Okay. Calvin Elder.